It's currently 8 p.m. I just got back from my first last day of my fall semester in my entire life because I'm graduating. And we're here to film my August wrap-up. I go around and I go around and I go around, I go around. I'm always out, I am always out, I am always out, I'm always out. I keep running so I don't have to go. If you're new here, my name is Mila. I make everything from college, lifestyle, and and bookish type content. So if that's interesting for you, definitely subscribe and leave a thumbs up. We very recently reached 1K subs, so love that. Super grateful for everyone who has been here. Once again, pretty straightforward. We're doing my August wrap-up. These books are not in order that I read them. Okay, I'm gonna be pulling them out from the bottom, so at least it's in order that I read them. I kind of like went all over the place this month, so we have a lot. The first book I got to is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. So this is the first book in the I don't know if it's a Never After series, but this is like a Peter Pan retelling, and I love Peter Pan. There's just like something about it that I absolutely loved. The only thing that I wasn't like super stoked about in this book was that the main character was like a little bit naive, like too naive, or too like, yeah, I guess just too naive and not like really thinking properly for the first half of the book. Like she did grow a backbone later on, so I did like that. But my rating for this was like 3.5, 3.75. I'm not sure where I want to lean yet. I feel like it was like missing a little something, or I just had like high expectations. It's been on my TBR for a while, so I kind of like hyped it up in my head. I don't know, but I feel like I had too high of expectations and I wasn't like super in love with our main character. So 3.5, 3.75, but overall super good, fun little Peter Pan retelling. After that, I read my first ever Mariana Zapata book, so definitely be proud of me. We read Under Lock. So this book, it's like a biker romance. Like it does have more depth because we do see that our main character, like, I wouldn't say it's a traumatic past, but like she does have a past that's pretty emotional, and her like just family problems, and then she kind of like goes back to her dad's like hometown to live with her step brother, and then through him she meets Dax, who he is part of a motorcycle, like it's a motorcycle romance. He's in a motorcycle club, but it's not really like, the motorcycle club doesn't play a huge part in the story. So if you like motorcycle club romances, I feel like I wouldn't recommend this as a motorcycle romance. It just like has that like going on in it. Slow burn, which I love, but the only thing I did not love that much is so Dex has a piercing somewhere in his body where I question how you would get that pierced. Do with that information what you will, and that honestly threw me off so much. Like the spicy scenes, that like it low-key made me uncomfortable because I was like thinking, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. So for that, kind of like made me uncomfortable. I did rate this a 4-star. It's still super good, super worth it. Love the slow burn. Definitely want to go check out more Mariana Zapata. But yeah, the little piercing over there, not a huge fan about that. After that, I started reading a series that I've had on my shelf for so long, and I finally said, you know what, oh my god, can we not? I finally said, like, let's just go. Let's read the first book. It's The Insiders by Tajon. So in this book, we have a main character, Bailey, who grew up like with her mom, so she doesn't really know that much about her dad. I'm pretty sure her mom like lied to her about who her dad was, how he died, and stuff like that. But she grew up like without a dad. Then it starts off like with her being kidnapped. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? We find out that her dad is actually like a guy who she idealized, her like idol basically. And we see her like navigating her new life, like meeting her new family, meeting Cash, who is her dad's kind of like partner, but then there's so many more ties. You see, like, I don't want to spoil too much because I went in knowing nothing, but it's like someone discovering that they come from like a really like wealthy rich family, and kind of like bodyguard-ish romance. Overall, super good vibe too. Like I was watching a movie. I rated this 3.75 stars, and I'm excited to see where the 2 other books go. I wanted to get rid of books that I had on my TBR. So I picked up Layla by Colleen Hoover. This was like a fever dream. It was unlike anything that I ever read before. Was it like top quality literature? No. I rated 4.5 stars because I feel like I wasn't like super vibing all the time. Like I did like the little twist when you found out what exactly was going on. I wouldn't call this a romance. I don't know what I would call it. Like it's not a thriller. Not really. It's not a romance. So I don't know. It's just like a lot of mixed feelings. I feel like, again, we didn't know where we were going with this. Once again, I did like the twist, but not a huge fan. So 3 points. I think I rated 3 stars. 3 stars. After that, I read a book that completely surprised me. So when you look at the cover of Stay With Me by Mila Gray, you know, you have a few like judgments of the book, but this was so good, so emotional. I cried. Like I thought this was YA. This looks YA. It's not YA. It's spicy. It's not YA. The main character is in college working. I think she's like doing her master. So like not YA. It's a military romance. And this one is kind of like military, but the guy's like not in the military. He's like in the hospital because he's like wounded. And you see like the main character and this guy like getting closer together, like him opening up. And like I don't want to say too much on what's going on with him, but he did get injured in the field. I think that's the expression. He got injured in the field, and she's like she's like an intern, right? And she's helping him get better. And yeah, I don't want to say anything else because I literally went in knowing nothing and I loved it. I cried. Super emotional, super fun read. 4 stars. After that, I read a cowboy romance, Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. Oh my god, it was so good. So over here, like, I feel like I read this book such a long time ago and so fast that I don't remember much of it. I just remember being so giddy and just loving it. And I just bought book 2. Oh my god, I'm actually so annoyed because I generally do not remember, but they're just so perfect for each other. It's a best friend's brother. Yeah, follows a student family. So book 1 is Clementine, book 2 is one of her brothers, book 3 the other brother, and book 4 is a baby mama, I guess, of like one of the brothers, but they're on good terms, so she's like part of the family, right? Super cute, small town. I rated this like 4.5 stars. I genuinely do not remember because I read this in like a day because I was so addicted. I just remember absolutely loving it. So perfect for each other, so cute, so wholesome, and I was just like giddy with a smile on my face the entire time I was reading it, but I genuinely do not remember. I just remember how it made me feel. After that, I wanted to like spice things up, so I got into fantasy, and I read House of Salt and Sorrow by Erin A. Craig. Oh my god, this is like gothic, creepy, it's weird. I did not know what to expect going in. I just knew it was like a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling. I only watched the Barbie version. I don't know any other version of the story. So I went in expecting something like warm and like fluffy. No, there's like, it's heavy. I don't want to say anything else, but just like very gothic. There's murder, like very creepy. This is perfect for the fall. There's like a bit of romance, but it's like not the main point. And I love how the romance was written. I love who the romantic interest is. I loved it. I rated this 4 stars. Such a surprise. So good. Like, genuinely so good. And such a perfect book with creepy vibes for the fall. After that, I read another little small town cowboy romance. So Bless Your Heart by Lyra Parrish. This one kind of like started off with the same vibes as Done and Dusted, where it's like a best friend's brother. But this one, I feel like the romance was too fast for me. It got like too sexual too fast, and I didn't like, yeah, they did know each other growing up, so there was that like already established, but I feel like it just got too sexual too fast, and what I thought was gonna be like super cute turned into a moment where I'm like, I kind of felt uncomfortable, right? Like, I still did enjoy it, but the whole spiciness, I feel like it was way too much, way too fast, just didn't feel like authentic. So I think I rated this 3.5 stars. Like, again, not bad. I do want to continue reading the series because I am invested in this family, and once again, it follows like all the kids in the family. But yeah, just a little bit too spicy for me. Next, we have Accidentally Amy by Lynn Painter. I rated this 4.5 stars. So cute, so wholesome. Love it, absolutely love it. Like, I am gonna admit that at the beginning I found Amy a little bit cringy. Like, I was like, she's kind of like a bit much for me, but as the story like progressed, I did like really get attached to Amy. I really like fell in love with her like little quirks, but once again, she is a bit much, a bit extra. Like, I do understand why that can annoy people. Personally, for me, it's like, you know, I grew into her. I love the guy. I love everything about this. It's so perfect for the fall. Please read it. Please pick it up. It's so short. Such good vibes. But just, yeah, like, be warned that maybe at the beginning, until you, like, really fall in love with Amy, you might, like, you know, it might be, like, iffy, but please power through, because I swear you're gonna love this book. After that, I read a 5-star read. So, Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. I cried 11 times. Like, this book, I knew nothing going in besides that it was a second chance romance set in New York. I connected so strongly to Grace, and I feel like it might have been just, like, the phase in my life that I went through. Getting the message of this book and, like, seeing Grace, it just did something for me. It just clicked, and I kind of got the same vibe that I got when I read Normal People. Like, it's very similar, just obviously that one is, like, much more pessimistic, or, like, I guess you can say realistic in the sense that it is, like, pessimistic. But over here, it is a bit more, like, optimistic. Like, you know that it's, like, a good ending. But also, this is like, a romance. That one, like, it's not a romance. But, yeah, just honestly how I saw parts of myself in Grace just, like, really made me bond with this book. And once again, I cried. Like, in my reading journal, I do have a cry count. I cried 11 times in this book. That's how good it was. I recommended this to all of my friends. All my friends fell in love. And I was like, you are gonna see... like, when, like, knowing me and seeing Grace, like, you're gonna see why I connected so much with her, and they're like, oh my god, like, I totally see it. But yeah, honestly, such a good book. Like, if there was one book that you would pick up in this video, it's definitely Before We Were Strangers. Literally one of the best books that I read this entire year, and 5 stars, absolute 5 stars. After that, I'm gonna put these 2 books together because I did progress in the Addicted Calloway series. So I read Kiss the Sky as well as Hothouse Flower. So, I was the most excited for Rose and Connor because they were, like, my favorite couple from the Addicted series. But I feel like, I don't know if it's because the, like, underlying plot line of Kiss the Sky was, like, Rose losing her virginity, that I feel like, not that I wanted more, and not that there wasn't anything going on, but I feel like that was such, like, a big component to the story that kind of, like, took me away from what I love so much about these characters. Because, like, yeah, like, Lily and Lo, obviously, like, a lot of their sex life is, like, talked about in their books, but I feel like it was different for me, and not that I was disappointed, but I feel like I had higher expectations because they were one of my favorite couples in the way that they banter and, like, just the energy that they have between each other. So I rated this 4 stars, like, a little bit let down, but a Hothouse Flower, oh my god, I was crying. I loved, like, seeing a whole other side of Daisy and Reich, and one thing that was, like, really, like, iffy for me was, like, Daisy's age, but just seeing how much it was acknowledged, I was like, it's okay, because it's not like Reich's just ignoring it. Like, obviously, in the other books, like, you can tell that it's a big thing in his head, but really over here, like, seeing what he's thinking, like, you can see the mental struggle where he's like, you know, her age and this, but then this is how I feel. So I feel like how it was approached, I liked it, and it made me, like, not feel, like, icky. But oh my god, like, obviously you see through other people's eyes what's going on with Daisy and how her life is, like, she's so much more, like, on the side, not involved, but then getting to her book, you see what she's been dealing with, and oh my god, it breaks your heart. Like, Ryle being there from her literally from the start, wow, just 4.5. I feel like not that I got bored, but I feel like I did put this book down for a little bit too long because I had things going on, and I feel like losing that momentum did kind of, like, impact my enjoyment. But 4.5 stars, just wow. Absolutely wow. So those are the 12 books that I read this month. If you guys enjoyed today's video, definitely hit the subscribe button and leave a thumbs up so I know that you guys like watching these monthly wrap-ups. If you want to go, like, check me out more on, like, a day-to-day basis, my TikTok, Instagram, and Goodreads are all links down below. So, you know, you can definitely, like, snoop over there. I do update my Goodreads, like, pretty often, like, at least once a day, maybe sometimes twice a day. So you're definitely gonna get a lot of updates over there. If you're, like, a little bit nosy, you don't want to, like, wait until my monthly wrap-ups and see, like, what I read, what I think about books, everything is over there. I need to go edit this video because I have class tomorrow morning pretty early, and I have so many back-to-back classes. Like, Wednesday, it's definitely my toughest day. So we gotta edit this. We gotta have this, like, posted and ready to go before I go to class tomorrow morning. So stay safe, protect your vibe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys!